Hello everybody, I'm idatheone and welcome to this speed build video where I'm building a gym in Newcrest. This is actually part of a larger project that I'm starting with this video where I'm renovating all of Newcrest because I'm tired of it being empty every single time I play the game and I wanted to have my own go at renovating it, so maybe you guys can enjoy it as well as I will. And as you might have noticed, I've been working on this save file for a bit now. There are already some apartments in the background that I filled up with a bunch of sims. I'm not going to be posting every single build from this renovation, but in the end I'm going to do a huge tour of the entire world and all the families, as well as give you guys a link and way to download it. I'm going to be uploading all of the stuff on the gallery, but it might take some time because I'm thinking of waiting until I'm completely done with everything, so it'll all be grouped together on my profile, just so it'll be easier for everyone to find if you want like a specific build, or if you want to put all of these builds into an existing save, if you want to fill up the world a bit. Which I think I'll be doing for my Very Veggie Legacy challenge that I'm also playing here on the channel. I can just fill up the world with new sims once we get a bit further in and I'm finished with this project. I think that'll be very nice just to have some actual normal looking sims, as well as some new places to go visit. But speaking of places to visit, today we're building a gym in Newcrest. So this area, I've chosen to go with like a more modern style for the buildings, because there are modern buildings on like the left right now. You can choose from a variety of different architecture styles in this area, which I really like. And I want to do different styles in every neighborhood. So this is like the more modern, newly built neighborhood. Because I personally love when worlds have distinctly different neighborhoods in this game, just so it feels a lot bigger than just the one same world over and over again. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm thinking of doing a tier list of all the worlds in The Sims, so if you're interested in that, let me know in the comments, because that way I can go over some of my likes and dislikes of the worlds and maybe explain this to you a bit better. I do like Newcrest. It's annoying that it's empty every single time you start up a new save, so you have to spend time filling it up, and I almost never fill it up. I think I've done it like twice over 10 years that I've been playing The Sims. It's kind of crazy. But we've finished the exterior by now and moving on into the interior. This whole build is going to be very open. There are a few like rooms, like the changing rooms and the bathrooms, as well as a yoga class, and like the entrance area also has a bit of a shop where you can buy snacks and gym outfits and gym equipment, which I think is pretty realistic, at least for the gyms that I've been to in my life. And I do love adding more realism to my builds in The Sims. The only thing I could have done to make it even more realistic, I think, is making like a staff room where you can take your break or whatever. Other than that, we got pretty much everything. I also added a little place where you could receive personal training. I know my gym has that, where you can sit at like a table and do dietary plans or work out a routine or whatever. It's pretty cool. You can do like the consulting thing in there. I'm sorry the camera's moving around so much right now. I just had to place down some signs and mirrors. But we're in the entrance area now where I built that shop, where I put these counters with a computer and a cash register on. So this is like where you check in at the gym. And then for the shop, I actually put down some mannequins. You'll see it in a second here. And the idea is to put on some like gym outfits on them so people can buy them. Obviously, this doesn't work when you have a gym lot type, but you could potentially do a small business where like the activities are to work out, and then you could also set some of the things for sale. That way you could also make it so there's like an entry fee, which would probably be more realistic, because the gyms in The Sims are just free, which is kind of cool. I know my gym membership at least is very expensive, so I'd love to go to the gym for free. But anyway, I also put these vending machines in the shop, so I was thinking you could like buy an energy drink. There are also these posters from Lovestruck that have protein powder on them. I was so surprised by it. It's just like a set of workout posters, and one of the swatches is like a protein powder ad. You also just saw me put a bunch of fans in here. I'm so happy I remembered it. I rarely put them in my builds because we don't really have them where I'm from, because it's like a very cold climate. But I remember the fans. And I think the reason why is because I associate gyms with like very cold air, at least when you walk in at first, which is nice when you're working out and getting really warm. Anyway, right now I'm just putting down all of the like decor and clutter items. Also, I'm surprised by how huge the shoes from the Grange Mudroom kit are compared to like all the other shoe objects we have in this game. But I'm very happy we have so much like workout equipment clutter, especially with the everyday clutter kit. There's that yoga mat, or at least I think that's where it's from. And I put that like everywhere. I used it in the yoga studio as well. It's upstairs. And I have that rack with like hand weights from Lovestruck. Also, here you'll see me find that poster with the protein powder. It's that green one. And I thought it was so funny that they have that now, but very cool, very realistic. And right here, I'm just going through all of the posters and wall decals that we have in the game because I know that some of them have like swatches that would be relevant for this build and I wouldn't want to forget about them. So I just put them all out front so I could go in and place them in the build wherever it fit. But after that distraction, I went back into the entrance area and finished up this room. The only thing I'm really missing here is like a storage area. I'm just putting it down right here. I thought it would be nice for them to have like a few drawers where you could pull out the gym membership cards or whatever. There's some water bottles here that you can buy, which is really nice. But moving on from that, we go into the main area where I put some treadmills by the windows. It would be kind of like intimidating to be at the window to work out like that. It's kind of like a zoo animal that people can like look at you. But some of the gyms that I know of do have that where it's like a huge window so you're basically on display when you're working out. I do not like that. I also have that little like weightlifting area that you can't really use. I do end up putting like a cheerleading mat down there. Maybe you can use that. And I made this rock climbing room, which I'm really happy about because if you have that pack, the fitness stuff pack, there isn't like automatically a rock climbing wall in any of the gyms around. So I like to use those items that you don't normally have in the game in these builds as I'm renovating it and making like an entire new world. I'll also be putting a spa in this neighborhood and I'm thinking of also building a restaurant in this save just because there automatically aren't any in the world, so I like to include those lots as well just so you have one and you won't have to worry about placing it somewhere else or fitting it into a world. Moving on, I'm working on the changing room and shower area. I'm gonna delete this toilet in a second and put one upstairs instead. I just thought the space was a bit cramped after I thought about it for a bit. But yeah, very dark in here. I like the dark walls and stuff. That's what I know of when I think of like a gym. And this is where I put that new bathroom. I just used the bathroom stalls from Businesses and Hobbies, I think it's from. Yeah, they were from Businesses and Hobbies. And then delete the one downstairs because I was like, there's no use for it anyway. And I did use the showers from the university pack, so your Sims won't be embarrassed about other people being in there as well. And I also put the like janitor's closet from Lovestruck in there. So if you're looking for woo spots, there are at least 2 options here. I think that should be everything on this slide. Yeah, 2 options if you want to woohoo someone at the gym. I know that's very relevant for me in the Very Veggie Legacy challenge right now because I'm on the eggplant gen. Just if you know about that challenge, you'll know. Speaking of challenge, I know a lot of people like to use gyms for their like rags to riches, and this would be a really good gym to hang out in because you can both shower, get rid of your bladder needs. You can nap on the benches in there as well, but there are also snacks, which you can't find in other gyms. So maybe you can do that, but I guess with the new foraging skill, if you have Enchanted by Nature, it's gonna be easier. I haven't tried a Rags to Riches challenge since that pack came out, but I'm really excited to do it sometime in the future. But anyways, this room that I'm finishing up right here is that meeting room I was talking about earlier. I guess you can also just use it if you want to chill or just have a snack break in between sets. Yeah, I just think it adds a bit more realism. Also, I had like a weird room. I was like, what am I gonna do with it? And it's too short of a wall height for me to fit another rock climbing thing in there. But moving on to the yoga studio, I just placed a bunch of yoga mats in here, all different sorts, and some relevant clutter items like those folded up yoga mats and a little radio. And now we're moving on to the exterior. We're almost done with the build. I'm just gonna do like some landscaping and stuff all around the lot. and then go through debug and add a few more things, but I excluded that from the speed build. But I'll let you sit and watch the rest of this, and then we can go have a tour of the build. I'll see you soon. So this is what the build looks like in person with all the landscaping outside and not sped up. Out here, I just added a couple benches. I also put a place for people to put their bikes. I found this one. I never noticed this with like all the stickers on it. I think it's so cute. And in the back here, there's just some nice greenery and a place to sit. And a path kind of leading to nowhere, but you can go over here. This is actually my first time using the window wallpaper since it came out because I was traveling and couldn't use it, so I think it turned out pretty good. I really like that they have that now. Anyway, this is the entrance shop area that you can see here. We have that protein powder poster right here. And I also put these lights here to kind of look like a rock climbing wall. I thought it was fun. And here we have those treadmills, the cheerleading mat that I mentioned, as well as some rock climbing and weightlifting machines. We have the downstairs changing room with all the closets as well as the showers in here. If we go upstairs, you'll come to the second floor where you can practice your boxing, you can run. We also have the bathrooms over here. They just look like this, as well as some more changing stations. Over here we also have the yoga room, which I might change into something different if you've seen the leaks from the next pack. I like finished building this and then I saw the leaks on Reddit. So I might go back depending on the time I finish this and change it up a bit. No spoilers, of course. And in here is that little meeting area. I put these magazines here, kind of thinking they might be like a sports magazine. There's also chalkboard over here where you can like do a little plan or sketch out some ideas or whatever. But honestly, that's about it for the build. There's also like a balcony out here where you can sit and get some fresh air. But I'm really happy with how this turned out, and I'm excited to see how this entire neighborhood will look like in the end. And if you're just as excited as I am to see it, you can subscribe to this channel. I'll be posting a lot more videos and builds from this save file, as well as that final tour of the entire save once I'm finished with it. So stay tuned for that. I really have no clue how long this is gonna take, but I'm excited to embark on this project with all of you guys. But thank you so much for watching. Please like the video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!